What is good, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to another review. This is not your average sneakerhead, Tony Ramsey, and today we're taking a look at the Jordan 11 Adapt. Now, before we get into the review, if this is your first time here, please make sure to consider subscribing to the channel. Also, leave this video a thumbs up, as that does help YouTube channels grow. We recently passed 1,000 subs, and we'll be doing a giveaway sometime here in the very near future. And one of the ways to be entered in that giveaway is you would need to be subscribed to the channel and also interact with the content. So leave this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. All those things help YouTube channels grow. So again, thank you guys for joining the Not Your Average Sneaker family. Look forward to bringing you guys more dope reviews like this one going forward. Now, without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump into some details about the sneaker, the release, the unboxing, and the whole experience. Now, the Jordan 11 Adapt released on, I want to say December 31st, along with a number of other different sneakers on the Nike Sneakers app. And honestly, I took a shot at these more out of impulse. I thought I had no chance to grab these. And when I got the got 'em screen, that really did blow my mind, because this sneaker had a $500 price tag, but we'll jump into some more details about that a little bit later on in the video. But really glad to get this sneaker in hand, and I believe they only released on the Sneakers app. They did have a shock drop a little bit earlier, where you can pick them up if you're part of the Jump 23 or the Jumpman 23 Live with Marcus Jordan. They had them released on there. I took an L for that release, so I thought I was gonna take an L on this one as well, but was able to actually grab these off of Sneakers app. So really thankful to have these in hand, give you guys a pretty good look at them in case you are considering adding these to your collection somewhere down the line, or if you just want to get a good look at the sneaker to see if it's really worth all the hype. Now, before we jump into some details about the sneaker itself, let's take a look at the box and the unboxing experience. So you guys can see this does come in a gigantic box. You do have some Air Jordan Adapt version 1 2020 branding over in the corner, silver Jumpman dead smack in the center of the box. And as I mentioned, this box is huge. It's probably about the size of 2 normal size shoe boxes. Some more details on the box. You do have the little Adapt charging circles there on both sides of the box, both the top and the bottom side of the box. Then on one side here, you do have your sizing label. It reads Air Jordan Adapt, and it has US, MX, JP, and CA. I believe that's for the different types of charging cables that would come with the Adapts in different areas. I could be wrong, but if you know what that means, please feel free to correct me. You have some more Nike and Adapt branding there in the corner. And there is your sizing label. I got these in an 8.5, my true size, and they had a retail price of $500, which is a bit crazy. But with a sneaker like this, I would say that this is probably worth a little bit of the price tag. Again, we'll jump to that detail a little bit later on. Now, how the box opens is also pretty different. It's a pretty big box, so bear with me here. You have these 2 little clips that you have to flip out, and then the box flips open. Then once you're inside the box, you do have some iridescent type of Adapt branded paper. I'll give you guys some B-roll shots of what that looks like as well. Here's the paper. They also came with a safety type of manual for them. So it's not an instruction manual, it's more just for like the safety of the sneakers, because these are electronic sneakers. And you also do have this little box right here at the top of the box, and that is where you have your charging cable and your charging brick for the charging pad for the sneakers. Then underneath where the shoes would have been, this is where you have your charging pad that's housed there. To get that out, just flip this open, pull out the charging pad, and this is what that looks like. So looking at the sneaker itself, it looks like on the surface, just a standard Jordan 11 in a white and black type of color scheme. But some major differences about the sneaker, of course, are going to be the lacing system, because it does have that Adapt lacing system where it does self-lace. You also do have the little plus and the minus there, where you can change the fit of the self-lacing system. And the outsole is a little bit different as well. So we'll start here at the toe box in the upper, of course. So all around the upper, you do have your patent leather wrapping all the way around. It is that high cut patent leather that's been more reminiscent of what we've seen in most Jordan 11 releases more recently. So pretty simple detail there. On the medial side, you do have what's right here. It's more like plastic. Typically, that's where you would find the carbon fiber, but that is not carbon fiber on this one. I believe I heard in someone else's review that if you had carbon fiber here, it actually would interfere with the charging. So I think they went with just more like of a plastic there. Rear of the sneaker, you do have that 23. It is done in white. Your Jumpman there is under some mesh on the upper. That is more like an infrared type of color right back there. And as I mentioned up here, you do have a mesh. It's more like the kind of mesh that you would see on like off-white types of sneakers. So it's not quite, actually it might be a ripstop because it looks like it might be kind of thick to where you don't rip into the upper up here to mess with the mechanics. Then on the tongue lacing system, that's where you have your adapt lacing system. So it does have these wires that when you press the plus button right here, that does tighten up the wires. You guys can hear it like, and you see the tongue going down. You press the minus button, then it makes the laces a little bit more loose. And again, I'll give you guys some B-roll shots of what that looks like while these are on foot, which is actually a really dope experience. There on the tongue, then you do have the little strip right there that does say Jumpman Jordan with the Jumpman logo in the middle of it. You have a pull tab here at the top of the tongue where you can pull the sneaker on. And you guys can see this wiring system also is all connected here with these little black strips right underneath that mesh. Another nice detail is they came with these snazzy little blue Concord-ish types of shoe trees inside of there. So nice touch there. And on the bottom of the shoe tree, it does have your sizing on the bottom of it there. Then looking at the outsole, you still do have a translucent outsole. It's more like a translucent type of blue color with the Jumpman branding right in the middle. You do have some herringbone traction here at the forefront and at the heel of the sneaker. Now, when I first unboxed these over on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, I will leave my IG tag down in the description below because I do a lot of my unboxings there first. And when I first unboxed these, one thing that really got my attention was that these are not quite as bulky as I thought they would be from pictures. So they actually have the same type of height and everything as a standard Jordan 11. So the height of them and everything else exact same, which I thought was really impressive considering that you do have your mechanism down inside of here to loosen and tighten up the sneaker. And for these to still have the same profile and silhouette as a normal Jordan 11, I thought was really impressive. Now see if we get inside of the sneaker to see the insole. You guys can see there it is some Adapt and Jumpman branding on the insole. And this is about as far as the tongue will come up so you can get the shoe on, which is fine. Now, in addition to the plus and minus buttons on the actual sneaker to tighten and loosen the sneaker, you also have a Nike Adapt app that you can use. You can download it from your app store if you have an Android or an iPhone. And then the app actually links to your sneakers via Bluetooth. And you use the little sliders on the app to make the shoe either loosen or tighten. You can also set your own presets, one for a locked-in version in case you want to hoop in these. I don't understand why you would. Or in case you want to have these really be loose for chill. They also have a chill setting. You can also set your own settings in that app as well. Another feature of the app is you can actually change the color of the buttons. You guys can see if you push the button, you can see that it does flash a little bit, change colors. You can also change the colors of the buttons on the sneakers. So when you do loosen them and tighten them up, they do have a little bit of a glowing effect on those buttons on your foot. And that's it for most of the major details about the sneaker itself. As I mentioned, a really nice sneaker to have in hand. It is very heavy. I will go ahead and make mention of that. I haven't owned any Adapt sneakers up to this point of my collecting career so far. I did try some on in store because you can actually pick up the Adapt basketball shoes in some Nike sneaker stores across the country. So I did try on the Nike basketball sneakers and those were fine. They also had the Air Maxes in there too, and those were really heavy. But this one is actually one that I'm probably going to keep these in my collection. I was not planning to keep these. I was just trying to grab these to do a review, maybe get rid of them really quickly. But having these actually in hand, I really like them a lot. They look much better in hand than they do in pictures. Also want to give you guys a quick look at how the charging system for the Jordan 11 Adapts works. So you charge it in, I think they have a USB-C plug that you plug into the charging pad. Then you just sit the sneakers right on top of the charging pad and then that does charge them up. I'm not sure how long it does take because they did come a little bit charged out of the box. So I haven't charged these just yet, but we'll give you guys some B-roll shots of these sitting on the charger and how that looks and how that works. Now, let's talk about sizing for the Jordan 11 Adapt. So typically Jordan 11s can run a little bit big. I can go with either an 8 or an 8.5 in Jordan 11s. If I get an 8, then I just rock it true to size. If I go with an 8.5, I usually throw an extra insole in there. I did get these in an 8.5, and for me, an 8.5 fits me just fine because you do have a little bit of room in the toe box, but the ability to actually change the fit with the wires makes these fit a little bit more snug around the top of my foot, which I tend to like. So I would recommend going true to size if you do plan to grab a pair of these on the after sale market because they did sell out on the Nike sneakers app. Last but not least, let's talk about the resale value for the Jordan 11 Adapts. Now, out of the gate, as soon as these released, people were paying over $1,000 for these in pretty much all sizes. That buzz has since calmed down, as these are now going for more like around $700 or so, depending on your size. And my size are going for about right around $700 to $750. What I think happened was a lot of people like me took a shot to grab these, ended up getting them and flipped them really quick. They saw that high price tag and tried to go ahead and dump these really fast, which I don't knock them for. I would just say if you want to grab these, you should grab these right now, because I do think that this is a sneaker that over time will be definitely worth over $1,000 again, because I don't think they're going to ever release this colorway. It's the first one of the Jordan 11 of its kind that has this adapt technology, and things like that typically always tend to go up more in value. So plan to see these in my collection for quite some time. I actually do plan to wear these every once in a while as well. But if you do want to grab these either for an investment for personals, grab them now, because they will be worth 4 figures at some point here in the near future. But now that we have those details out of the way, let's go ahead and get these on foot, get them tightened up, and show you guys how they look. That's gonna do it for my review of the Jordan 11 Adapts. Let me know what you guys think about this sneaker. Now, when images of these first leaked, a lot of people said that it was gonna be a bit much. They thought that they looked kind of weird. But again, I'll tell you guys, from having these in hand, they actually look really, really nice in hand. So don't knock them till you can see them in hand. But I am curious to know what you guys think about Jordan brand adding the Adapt technology to the Jordan 11, which is probably one of the most classic Jordan silhouettes next to the Jordan 1, one of the most recognizable Jordan silhouettes you can have out there. And for them to throw the Adapt technology on this, I thought was actually pretty cool. So glad to have these in hand, but also very interested to see what you guys think about the Jordan 11 Adapts. But that's gonna do it for my review. Again, this is not your average sneakerhead, Tony Ramsey. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more reviews going forward. And I'll catch you guys on my next review. Peace.